Yo, what is happening with it? What is happening with it, people? What's going on with it? As you can see, the thumbnail and the title is true. I had the law over here today from the green team. So it looks as though, unfortunately, old white boy has court in about a week. So I will go about this a little gently, until this is resolved. However, people are big mad about my field trips, and unfortunately, that's not my problem. Now, I have a Bible over here that I was given today. Now, what I will say and repeat, and I would, challenge anybody to, debate this via body cam, if you will. But the officer that handed me this Bible said, I have no idea how the judge signed off on this. Now, what I was given today, people, was a protection order because I went on a field trip. However, so I won't be saying any names in this live. However, the thing about this is there's way too many lies going on in this Bible, if you will. There's too many conspiracies, if you will, in this Bible. I have gave it a look-see, and I contemplated putting the receipts on the screen like I always do. But if you are a subscriber of this channel, one thing that you should know and value from old white boy is I like to debate and debunk lies, right? I have like a sixth sense, if you will, right? I will debate and eat that shit up, right? And whoopsie, we found a lot, right? And just for an example, in this paperwork that I got today on this protection order that is trying to be put against me, right, on my field trip, right? I am a fighter for free speech, and I will live and die on it. And I will start this live off by saying I don't know what the end game is on this, right? So the worst possible scenario here is I don't come out in the win column here. Okay, then what? I don't even talk about you like that, right? You're nobody that I review like that. You're not even like relevant. I don't, it's just not something that not something to talk about. But however, as I'm reviewing this stuff that I got, I couldn't help to notice that one of the first paragraphs says, that the police reviewed my video and saw no threats and no harassment. Now, this is in the paperwork, right? This is literally literally said, right? There's a million lies that not only I have to debunk, right? But, one wonders like the intelligence levels of some people, right? I want to say first and foremost to the internet, I don't work for Don and Candace Wells. And I also don't work for Chris and Katie Proudfoot. It's interesting. When I get this paperwork and stuff, when I'm reading it, something that stands out to me is like the word work for Seth Rogers is in it. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I have befriended Don and Candace Wells. They are my friends. And I absolutely will be taking testimony from them because when I'm reading this paperwork, and I see Summer Wells in it, it's very interesting to me. I've been an advocate for Don and Candace. What I do over on this channel is, I try to poke fun in a parody way or whatever at people who, have these wild conspiracies and they go against what the law says. You know what I'm saying? When the law says that they're not, charging these people this and that, and these people relentlessly go on, it's just crazy that in the same sentence that you say that you work for Seth Rogers, that, that you involve Summer Wells' name in there. So I will be, bringing, I've been, if anybody follows the channel, this will be interesting because I can, finally get to involve Don and Candace in some legal situation at this point. And I fully intend to do that. But I do not work for Don and Candace. They don't pay me. Another interesting aspect on this, I haven't even looked at the chat right now. But if somebody was to donate, if anybody was to send me some money right now, $1, whatever, right? And I really wish somebody would, just $1 right now, right? Just to really prove this point then. That doesn't mean that you're paying me for anything, right? Anybody can donate to this channel at any given time. It doesn't mean that I'm working for you. It doesn't mean that I'm taking orders from you, right? That's not how it works, right? That's not how it works. People view the channel, and if they do want to send something, then they can, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm taking orders from you. Now, another thing I would like to say about what happened here today was in this Bible that I received, and there's a lot of lies. Now, I'm fully prepared, and let me show you. I will be bringing this to court. I'll probably get about 10 more flash drives to submit to the court. I'm fully prepared for this, and I will take it head on. I will take it head on because there's a lot of lies, and I don't like lies. I don't like lies, and you don't get to lie on me. Now, where was I about that? I lost my train of thought. Anyway, it's interesting how people get mad at the conspiracies. So I am subscribed to myself, right? And I'm sure a lot of you watching this right yourself too, right? I'm subscribed to plenty of channels, right? I'm subscribed to a lot of channels, and some of these channels I don't know who the fuck they are, right? I will give you an example, right? One that comes out to mind that I'm pretty friendly with is a channel called Blank Screen, right? Now, Blank Screen has nothing to do with this. He's not anything, but there are certain like creators involved in this thing that I don't know who they are. Now, when I use Blank Screen as an example, I could not tell anybody here for a winning lottery ticket who Blank Screen is, right? Whether Blank Screen is a man or a woman, whether Blank Screen is white or black, whether Blank Screen is 15 years old or 45 years old. I could not tell you that information, right? Now, what and I am somebody who likes to comment on a lot of videos, right? If you are a creator and I leave a comment on your page, right, and you have a catalog of videos, that comment can go to like any of the 1,000 videos that you have. We have a pile of malarkey here that was delivered, people, and people are mad at my field trips. Now, the thing is about this is, in my opinion, what I think happened today is people are big mad, okay, that we did field trips. And in my opinion, I think people there are a lot of people out there that may feel as though I don't know what they feel, but I'm here to say that we're gonna have to run this. There'll be no backing down. There'll be no backing down. And like opening up with this, like what is the end game? Like what is the end game? Like even if I come out of this thing on the losing end, like okay, I'm going to talk about this is comical, people, at to a point, but at a point it's not comical, because what about my feelings? What about my pain and suffering? What about my day that I have to take off of work? What about my victim word? Okay, what about me baby, me victim, me baby, me victim? What about me, right? I have to sacrifice a day of work to go because there's fifis that are hurt. Now, unfortunately, I'm sorry about fifis that I heard on this channel, to everybody. And I say this broadly and to many people, not to one. If the shoe fits, unfortunately, wear it. To those people who are on the internet every single night making conspiracy theories up about parents with missing children, right? That the police don't want to arrest these people for. The police don't have evidence to arrest these people for. But here you are with your conspiracy theories. It's, you don't give a fuck about their fifis. You don't care how it feels when you're drilling them and you're painting a narrative night after night, just drilling them. But, God forbid somebody, right? Somebody reviews you. Somebody, right, gives you just like a little dose of the things that you do, right? The hypocrisy of everything that you do, just push that aside because me baby and me victim, me too, if you will, right? No, it doesn't work like that, right? It doesn't work like that. So I'm here to say, run that shit all the way. Like, I don't know, like these like fake cease and desists, whatever, is whatever you're attempting to do with this, like it's, I don't know what the response you are expecting, from me, but I do have a public announcement here. I don't care about your feelings. Okay, I don't care about anybody's feelings. Okay, I'm here, right, for a purpose, right? I'm here on this platform, and I've helped a lot of families, right? I've helped a lot of families, many families. You know what I'm saying? And I will continue to do that, right? And if your feelings are in the way of that, I'm not here for you. Okay? I'm here for the families, right? The irony of bringing up my criminal past, the irony of, I don't hide the fact that I've been to prison. The problem is you have to get your dates right. You can't go with these tragedy pimp narratives. Yes, I sold drugs. Yes, I sold GHB. This was over 2 decades ago. 1 decade is 10 years. So, over 20 years ago, okay? And I don't hide that. You're not exposing anything by putting this out, right? There's nothing that you can expose on me that I have not put out myself regarding myself. It's just not going to happen, right? But I don't run from that because I have common sense and it's public knowledge. But for one to bring up my past and said malarkey, but then cry about, your past and then say that it's public knowledge, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Let's take some comments. Well, so yeah, green team is big mad. You know what I'm saying? We'll keep it to the minimum, but I will keep you guys updated because it's just it's a little bit much. It's a little bit much.